excited to chat with our first official guest. We have Phee and Kelly McCurdy here to talk about the annual event, Spirit of Christmas. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thanks so much.
Well, before we talk about the event, I always like to give our viewers and listeners a chance just to get to know a little bit who you are. So please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, I moved to Newcastle 10 years ago, and since that time I've gotten very involved in the history, the community. There's such a good vibe in Newcastle, lots of very creative, dynamic people, and I have gotten acquainted with Kelly. And as a result, we started to collaborate on this year's Spirit of Christmas along with a cast of other, lots of volunteers and other involved people. So it's just really been a joy to work with her and to work with others and put this really exciting event together.
Mm-hmm. Where are you originally from?
Originally from Indiana, but I moved to Newcastle from Miami, Florida.
Oh, I know you missed that weather.
Missed the weather?
And everybody says, why? But
That was my next question.
right. But I love it.
All right, awesome. Thanks for being here in Delaware.
We had such a good time, we attracted her. We stole her away from Miami.
Right, that's major. That's major.
Right. And I'm Kelly McCurdy. I actually grew up in Newcastle, so third generation, and my grandparents had the movie theater in town, and just devoted to historic Newcastle, just really passionate about the town and the community, and it's a great place to have grown up and to live. So
Newcastle, it has a beauty within itself. Like Wilmington has its own beauty, Newcastle has its own nostalgia it's timeless, right?
It's timeless.
And I love it. Everything is good in Newcastle. The food, the weather, the birds.
It's got Battery Park.
Yeah,
And
Battery
there's so
Park.
much history as well.
Yeah.
And that's what I appreciate, that even the community is trying to do their best to maintain that.
Yes.
And I really do appreciate even the architecture and the buildings.
Yeah.
And the original cobblestone streets.
Yes.
We have a lot of documentaries and movies that are filmed there.
Yeah.
It attracts a lot of different organizations, a lot of different projects. So we're really fortunate to have it. It's a little gem in our state.
It really is. It's a magical place to live. I walk around it and I look and I just pinch myself.
Wow.
It's
So what's so different from Newcastle versus Miami? I have to ask that. I gotta ask, right?
Well, just everything. I was ready for a slower pace, and I missed the changes of seasons, having grown up in Indiana.
Oh, okay.
And when I visited Newcastle like 15 years ago, maybe 20 years ago, taking my son to sleepaway camp in New Hampshire, and I drove onto Delaware Street intending to have lunch at Jessup's, which everybody does when they first go to Newcastle.
Right.
I got out of the car and I said, I'm moving here.
Did you?
I mean, this is just a magical place.
Yeah.
I was totally captivated.
It is very different compared to Miami, night and day.
Well, it's
everything.
much quieter.
Yes, it is.
It's much more, there's a concentration of thoughtful, creative people.
Oh, wow.
And not that there aren't those in Miami, there are, but it's just such a huge place.
Yeah.
It's not always easy, to tap into those people, but you walk down the sidewalk in Newcastle and you run into 10 people like that and have wonderful conversations. And
Well, we're glad you're here.
Yeah.
And speaking
Thank
of
you.
magic,
Go ahead,
let's
girl.
talk about the magic of Christmas and the spirit of Christmas and the
Yes.
annual event. So tell us more about that.
Yeah. So this is the 22nd year of Spirit of Christmas,
Wow.
and we're really excited about it. We've had really great interest in the event. So we're going to have, first of all, it's all free. So it's free to attend. It's taking place all throughout the town. There's different things that you can take advantage of. We're going to have nearly 20 private homes and museums open throughout the day for tours, and that's all free to the public. We're going to have a series of musical performances. The Reedy Point Players, who are in Delaware City, are going to perform Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol two times throughout the day. And we're going to have appearances by Santa and his special Santas. So Phee, do you want to talk
international
about
Santas.
that?
Sure. The Santas that we have are based upon the history of Newcastle. So we were settled by the Dutch, taken over by the Swedes, back to the Dutch, then to the English. So we have Santas that represent all those cultures that will be in positions, for the kids to visit, and then roaming around the town, giving out candy.
That's beautiful. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. International
nice.
Santas take over Newcastle.
Yeah, I love that. So what's the exact address of the event?
So it's downtown, historic Newcastle, Delaware, kind of 2nd and Delaware Street is the town hall. So that's like the center of everything. But we have a map on the website, which is spiritofchristmasde.com. And you can take advantage of everything. You can find out the schedule. You can get FAQs to find out where should I park, what's happening in town, what's happening through the day, when do I want to schedule my time to come. You can learn about all of the restaurants you can eat at during the day, all of the shops that we have in town. There's also going to be 2 markets, kind of artisan vendor markets, one taking place at our library and a second outdoor market on our historic green with kind of overflow vendors at the Newcastle Presbyterian Church. So there's a lot to come and see and do all throughout the day. And then it caps off with the tree lighting at 4 p.m. So there's going to be a tree lighting ceremony with caroling from the Delaware Classical School.
Yes, it's they call it, the ensemble is the Vox Vols, Delaware Valley Classical School, and they'll be caroling throughout the day in Victorian costume. But then for the tree lighting, they'll be performing for about a half an hour, and then we have some special guests. We have a senator, a representative, we have our council president, we have our mayor, and then we have Santa will arrive in a very special way. It'll be a very nice
Okay.
surprise.
Sounds like a beautiful event. I really do feel, I'm born and raised in Delaware. And I do feel that I attended the event once before, and I think when I was Miss Delaware USA, I made an appearance.
Okay.
I really feel that because I remember attending an event, and again, this was so many years ago, and it was in Old Newcastle.
Okay.
And I remember the holiday lights and everything was full of
yeah.
spirit and joy, and I was I do remember, and I remember it being such a good time.
Well, you should
and
come back.
It
I'm
was
gonna
so
come back
family
for
friendly.
the. I'm gonna come back for the. I want to go for the caroling.
Yeah.
I've never seen caroling.
Oh,
Ever.
then
I'm
you're
gonna
gonna
go
love
just for
this.
that. Yeah.
Then you'll love
I'm
this.
definitely gonna check
You
it
could
out.
join the ensemble
That's
and
right.
go around.
Oh yeah, I'll go
Carol.
around. I thought you said
That's
join the caroling. No,
That's what I meant.
I can't. What are you talking about? Holding the note.
The beauty of the event is just that it's a full community celebration.
Yes,
It's a
yes.
celebration of community and the holiday season, and so literally everyone in town is a part of it.
Yeah.
So you have the public works employees that have been putting up all the decorations and helping us kind of accessorize the town.
Yeah.
You have the library involved, you have the churches involved, you have the museums involved, you have people offering parking, you have all of our restaurants, all of our businesses. So this is really our gift to the state and to the surrounding areas to say, we want to experience the joy of the season with you.
And you're talking about, you said restaurants. Let's talk about the restaurants in Newcastle, because a lot of people in Wilmington and in Newark, they don't realize how good those restaurants are.
my
They are good.
They
have
have you
some
ever been to a restaurant? Yeah.
Yes, I have.
Yes.
It's been some time, but I know there's so many great little tiny
Little
places,
gems.
like little gems. That's the best way to
Well, we
describe.
have 2 in particular, no, actually 3 new ones, maybe since you've been there. We have the Mercury Cafe, which is a fabulous coffee shop. They have wonderful baked goods and lunches that are all vegetarian.
Oh.
But if you say, ooh, vegetarian, it's delicious. I mean, you wouldn't really
Good, right,
know.
good vegetarian,
You wouldn't
right,
really
right.
know. We have Zolli's, which is a combination of like goula and Caribbean, and there's a third, I can't remember. It's fabulous.
Okay.
Zolli's Jazz Cucina.
Yes.
Oh.
And they have
Sounds
music, which
delicious.
I think they'll have music on that day. And then we have Oaxaca, which is a New Mexican restaurant right on Delaware Street. And then we'll have 2 or 3 food trucks, barbecue, burgers, I think. So there'll be many, many food choices.
Yeah, we have to go for the food.
Yes, you
For
count
the
us
food
in
and
for
the
that.
music.
And the music.
Yeah.
The music is
Yeah.
every single hour. There's something throughout
Okay.
the town.
So around what time would the event end?
So right around 5:15.
So
Okay.
right after the tree lighting, it'll start to conclude.
It'll start to wind
Do
down.
people continue to stay and walk the streets even as it gets a little later into dinner hours?
Yeah,
Yes.
actually an extension of the day is at the George Reed House. They're having Lit for the Holidays, so that starts about 6 p.m. So you can kind of go through the tree lighting ceremony, and there's a separate event at the George Reed House, which is part of the Delaware Historical Society. And they're having a special event that evening from about 6 to 8:30.
Okay.
So you can kind of go and have a cocktail and kind of peruse their celebration and kind of tour the house and gardens in the evening, and they've got it all decorated for the season.
And then stay for dinner.
Love it.
Go to the Mercury and have a tipsy reindeer
right.
cocktail.
Oh, that sounds fun.
What's that?
Tipsy reindeer.
All right. What time they close it in? No, so this
They
is
open
your-
at noon.
Okay, well, it's noon somewhere.
That's right. Love that.
This is your camera right here. Go ahead and invite the community, like a commercial, your little pitch commercial.
Okay.
All right.
Well, we sincerely hope that you come to Historic Newcastle on Saturday, this coming Saturday, the 9th of December, beginning at 9:30, ending approximately 5:30. You will not be disappointed. It's going to be a wonderful time of community and a time to celebrate the holidays together. Hope to see you.
You want to visit spiritofchristmasde.com, and it's absolutely free to attend, but all donations from the day benefit Friendship House of Delaware, which is helping to support homelessness and houselessness throughout Delaware. So it's come for the joy of the holiday season, but then support a great cause. So thanks so much.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Thank you.
And before we get out of here, I have to ask you this. What does Christmas mean to both of you?
Oh, gosh.
Or just give me a memory of growing up and that was your best Christmas. How about that?
Okay, I have one. I must have been maybe 4 years old, and I was laying in my bed, pretending to sleep because I knew if I didn't sleep, Santa wouldn't come. And I heard a noise, and so I made my way out, and I saw somebody under the tree, like bent over doing something, and before I knew it, my mom was there with her hands on my shoulders saying, "Phee, go back to bed, go back to bed." Well, then years later, of course, I found out it was my dad putting my bicycle together.
You thought it was Santa, right?
I thought,
used to thought
well, it
Santa.
was.
Right. How about you?
Well, I just want to take the opportunity to say that a longtime resident who passed away in December last year was actually the heart and soul of this event, Gene Dempsey. And for him, every day was Christmas. And so everything that he gave to the community, he really was the embodiment of the spirit of Christmas. And so this event is all about him. So we're going to dedicate the event to him.
Awesome.
Mr. Gene, he was just fantastic. So I think he would really be looking down on us on this day and
And
really
saying,
be
"Go, girls."
excited,
Yes.
excited at everything we have to
Yes.
offer for the community.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. Matter of fact, this show is dedicated to you, Gene. All right, we love it, love it. That is that.
Thank you,
My daughter asked me. She was like, "Daddy, is there a Santa Claus?" And we were like, "Yes, it's the spirit of Christmas." So that's what it's all
That's
about, right?
Right.
Well, good luck with the
Thank
event,
you
ladies.
so much.
Thank you for
much.
joining us.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Oh, that was a feel-good moment.
Yes, it was.
Jeez, man, you get a bunch of those here, right?
Oh, I love the joy that and the energy everyone brings to
Yeah.
the show. But
Yeah.
listen, we do have to take a quick commercial break.
I don't
but
wanna take a break.
I know we have to.
wanna take a break.
Ivan, we have to because next up is Donald Sullivan here to talk about the Worship Live event that's happening at the Queen here in Wilmington. So don't go anywhere.
More spirit. More spirit.